The fluctuating cost of electricity is taking a toll on most consumers as authorities appear to be running short of options to ensure stable power supply in the near term. Solar News Editorial Manager Cris Paraso tells us why the Philippines has one of the highest power rates in Asia.
The power distributor Meralco bore the brunt of angry customers over the record-high billing statements for December 2013 and January 2014, amid claims of price fixing at the electricity market. At issue was the unreasonable spike in generation charge, which eats up more than half of the electric bill. The National Statistical Coordination Board says generation, or the cost of producing power, is 2/3 of the monthly billing statement. Thus, changes in rates significantly affect the total charge. Customers also pay for the transmission of electricity from the power plants to distributors such as Meralco, which is about 10% of the billing statement. This goes directly to the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines. Meanwhile, the cost of distribution or the delivery of power to consumers by groups such as Meralco has a higher 16% share.
Many are not aware, though, of other charges that have been allowed under the Electric Power Industry Reform Act and other relevant laws.
Consumers are billed for supply loss due to pilferage or faulty connection under an item called system loss. The billing statement also covers so-called subsidies to use below 100 kilowatt hours and that of senior citizens. There is also an item on the protection of the environment, such as watersheds near hydroelectric plants and for support to customers in areas not connected to the grid, both of which are classified as universal charges. Lastly, the government collects the corresponding value-added tax.
A key part of the supply chain is the delivery of power directly to consumers, or what is called the distribution component.
Distribution utilities usually sign deals with power producers to ensure steady supply before buying at the electricity market. For Luzon, the largest distributor is Meralco, whose franchise covers about 3/4 of the island to include Metro Manila. Its power producers generate electricity from natural gas and coal. Cebu, the main island in the Visayas, has VECO as principal distributor. The company has contracts with 4 power producers to include the Power Sector Assets and Liabilities Corporation, which runs government-owned power plant. VECO's energy source is a combination of geothermal and coal. The biggest distributor in Mindanao is Davao Light and Power, which gets its supply from 5 power producers. Its principal source is hydroelectric.
Despite supply contracts that serve as buffers against frequent price changes, the NSCB says a study commissioned by Meralco in 2007 showed Filipinos pay one of the highest power rates in the region. The lack of government subsidy was cited as one of the reasons power rates in the country are higher compared to those in Indonesia, Thailand, and Malaysia.
We have an industry na walang subsidy. Kung magsasubsidize tayo, pwede naman. Pero pati yung mayayaman, masasubsidize natin. And besides, saan mo kukunin ng subsidy? Ang malampaya, kung malampaya ang kukunin mo, siguro wala pang isang taon ubus na yan. Kung subsidy lang pag-uusapan. Take note that in Vietnam, ang subsidy nila is $30 billion. To be exact, or to be, hindi naman exact. Kung pesos, itatranslate ko, about 1.2 trillion pesos. If that is our subsidy, ang malampaya is only 130. Isang buwan lang yan, ubus na. So, where will we get the funds? We'll probably get it from education. Patuloy natin education. Social welfare. National defense. Wala nang natin defense. Babawasan pa. So, that's the problem with subsidy because subsidy and government spending is about adding something to one thing by subtracting another.
Official data show that changes in distribution and transmission rates, which require government approval for any adjustment, had minimal impact on the electricity bill from 2006 to 2012. Power producers, however, have a distinct advantage since they are not regulated under the EPIRA. This privilege is now the subject of an Energy Regulatory Commission probe over claims of price fixing that led to record-high charges last December. That after regulators ordered a hefty cut in the January rate due to what it called, quote, a contrived supply shortage that has resulted in market failure. A last-minute move thanks to consumer groups who remain vigilant against excessive charges in the monthly electric bill. Cris Paraso, Solar News.